It's morning for you. What time is it? 6, 7?
7.
7?
Yeah, I'm going back to bed as soon as this is over.
You don't have to go to work or anything?
I've been up. I had to do some grading, so I've been up about 4:30.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I hear you.
I have another one of these meetings at 10 o'clock. So when this is over, I'm going back to bed for about an hour and a half.
Okay.
And I have a doctor's appointment this afternoon and a meeting on campus later in the day.
Okay.
I saw your email to Oleniki, and I also saw where he has added his picture to our members page.
Oh, I haven't gone to the members page, although
so we got
I added the meeting document just now.
Okay.
But I want to take a look and see how that's shaping up.
I think we got a couple more people to load up.
Okay. Where's sometimes you have so many documents open on your desk. I lose my orientation, huh?
I can put the link to the live page in the window. It'll be in that, yeah.
Oh, here it is. Yeah, people didn't necessarily confirm, yeah?
No, not necessarily. But at least they got started.
Yeah. Okay, what am I clicking on? Oh yeah, here it is. Okay.
So we got me and you, Unity.
Yeah.
And
my picture looks so big. I think I need to resize it.
Well, look at my face is all over the picture. I'll work on that later.
But it seems a bit big. I tried to cut it up the other time, but I don't know.
And Ann and Hangtown and Philip. Yeah. And then Oleniki.
Okay. Oh, I haven't seen Hangtown. Okay, that's nice. And then it's figured.
And how did Oleniki get at the end?
How did he do what?
I had him in alphabetical order, and his is at the end. I'm going to have to move him up.
I don't know. I don't even remember what the different time zones were. Let me take a look at the meeting document. I remember the other lady from Hawaii was 2 a.m. Okay, so we have people joining at 7, which is you. At 8, who's in Georgia. At 1 p.m., that's Oluni. Someone from Harare at 2, 3. 5 a.m. is the earliest, and 2 a.m. in Hawaii. Those are hard.
And there's not too much we can do about that, because if we make it earlier, the Hawaii, the California person is going to be at 2, and then the Hawaii person be at 12.
Yeah.
No way to fix that.
Yeah.
Because if we made it later, it'll be 9 o'clock where you are.
Yeah.
That gets kind of late. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to get like a perfect time, huh? So what do you think of my comments? I really didn't have a chance to write stuff up in the... And I was just working on the paper. I was going through the paper and making comments in the paper, track changes. Yeah, but I didn't finish.
Oh.
Because I remember we were trying to figure out which is easier to put comments in the manuscript form or what or in the...
Well, if he shows up today, we can ask him.
Yeah.
Because I think did I do track changes, or did I create a Google Doc and just put my changes in the Google Doc? I can't remember.
Oh, I don't know. And I was trying to, how do I link the peer review document?
Say that again.
How do I link to the peer? Do I have to change it to a Google Doc? The peer review template?
Well, yeah, but when you change it
to be able to link it in here, huh?
Your formatting goes away. So,
say that again.
when I tried to convert it to a Google Doc,
Yeah.
but then some of your formatting gets confused.
Oh.
So all you do is just open it and then say save as Google Doc or something like that. But
Okay.
later down in the document, the formatting goes off. And I was like, oh,
okay.
Here's Oluniyi.
Good morning.
Oh.
Good morning.
Oluniyi, good morning. Good afternoon.
well, good morning, good afternoon, like you said.
How are you?
Good afternoon. Fine, thank you.
Okay.
I saw your mail a few minutes ago.
I know. The last minute, yeah?
Yeah, really. At least it's better than nothing.
I know. I agree.
But
I'm like, let me just send you a quick note.
We both enjoyed reading.
Thanks for the review.
Yeah, we both enjoyed reading your paper, though. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah, really interesting. Very interesting. Very interesting.
Where do you plan to send it to get it published? Have you thought about where you want to send it?
I can't hear you.
Oh.
She's asking where, have you thought about where you want to send it to be published?
Oh, not really.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. Because we were talking about it and we were wondering whether a question that came up was whether you're using US English or UK English for
UK
editing
English.
purposes, huh?
UK English.
Okay.
Okay. And how do you, and we were also wondering, how do you want the feedback? We can do like a Google Doc, or we can do a Word document and do track changes, or just give comments separate from the document. What do you think will be most helpful?
Maybe in the Word.
Word.
Yes.
Word with track changes.
Yeah, track changes. Yeah, really.
Okay. That's what
Have you, yeah. And I don't know if you've looked at the peer review template. Let me,
I saw it on the agenda, but I've not seen the template.
Oh, okay. It's in the folder. I'm trying to figure out how to link to it. Let me see if I can link to it.
Okay, I will check.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I haven't seen it.
I don't think you put it in our group folder.
I'm already
under
under the publications.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that link will work. I'm just trying to see if.
No, it's not in there.
That I've just put a link in the meeting. It's coming up. You see the link on the peer review template?
I've not seen the peer review template. Okay, okay. I'll go there in the program. Okay.
In the in the agenda, I've just created a link.
Okay, let me check.
Yeah, I see the link.
Okay, website. Okay.
So that's kind of just a tool, and we were going to talk about it, but we can talk about it since you're here and we worked on your paper anyway.
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it's a tool that it's actually I developed it and was just updating it recently to help with reviewing papers that are in preparation for publication.
Okay.
And so there are just questions that one would ask. It can help you sort through papers and even if you have to rank them and rate them and so on if there are many. But there's some questions that are like pointers for the different components of the paper. So you see the abstract, it kind of gives a little bit of a summary of what
Introduction, literature review. I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
So it can be useful even for you as a tool when you're working on your paper.
Okay.
You kind of just ask yourself some of those guiding questions.
Okay.
And that's kind of what we were using as well. And then we are also updating the tool because we're like, it's supposed to be like, a useful living document. So I think Angela also updated some of the sections and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you haven't had a chance. Maybe we should have shared it earlier, but when you do, you can look through it and, give us feedback and so on.
It's okay.
And that's really actually what like I used to go through. I mean, first I just read your paper, and then I go back now and begin to look at the technical aspects and things like that, and then I use this tool.
It's okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
So
Angela, do you want to add anything? Yeah.
I've downloaded the framework, so I go through the paper.
Okay.
Now, what I did, Olaniyi, if you're looking in...
Oh, is that Michelle? Somebody has joined us.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Michelle.
Oh, that's Steve. Why you got her name?
I'll see. Who is that? Is that Philip?
You're me.
Here we go. Okay. Hi.
You look like Michelle.
It was Michelle Lou. Yeah.
I was like, who is that? Who's Michelle?
Yep, it's me.
Did she ever get contacted by a group?
I don't think so. No.
I'll follow up on that.
Okay.
I thought she would have been contacted.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I wonder why my name came up as Michelle.
On your Zoom screen, it says Michelle Lou down in the corner.
I bet she was probably logged in last time. That must be it. Okay.
We have somebody else. Who is that?
That is...
But you're not joining by audio?
Tola. I know who that is.
Tola.
That is... I see the name.
Tola.
Tulawasi.
Okay.
Is that right?
There you go, Toluwasi, yeah.
Right.
He's chatting though. He's not talking.
Good afternoon.
Hi. Oh, there you go.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine. It's good to be here.
It's good to have you here.
Yeah, it's good to have you too. I'm sorry for joining late. Hello?
Yes, that's okay.
Philip, now you have a picture of Michelle.
Oh, let's fix this. Yeah, I saw that. I thought it was like an anime picture or something, and then I saw Michelle's name again. Oh, that's crazy.
Well, all of you all.
I was using my computer last night, so I wonder if she was logged into a Zoom meeting.
Evidently, yeah. Well, we
okay, good.
There she is. You see her now.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
How do you say it? I'm saying it badly. Tolawasi?
Tolu is for short. Tolu is okay, sir.
You say Tolu?
Tolu is good.
Tolu is good, she said.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, welcome.
Here again today.
Yeah, great.
Tolu, where are you?
I'm in Nigeria. Ile-Ife.
Oh,
Where are you?
Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife.
Okay, you're not with Oluniyi, are you?
He's in the other office. We are together. We are in the same.
But you're in the same university?
Yes.
Okay.
We are in the same center for distance learning.
Okay, good.
I didn't realize we had put all of you in the same group. You may be tired of each other. And there's somebody else here from your group. Is Unity from yours? Is it Unity?
What did you say?
Do you want to go ahead and get started?
Yeah, we can get started. It's 3. Does everybody have the agenda thing pulled up?
You want to share it on the screen?
Meeting number 3.
No, I didn't get the agenda.
Oh, it's in the folder. But
It's in the folder.
Somebody needs to turn off their microphone because they have a lot of background noise. Sounds like a meeting is going on in the background.
Yeah, who is that? There's the screen, the meeting agenda.
Okay.
If you go to the ODeL folder, Tolu, do you have access to the oh, she's gone.
What
I
happened?
don't.
Oh yeah, she just left her chair. She pulled out her earphone.
Okay. Let's give her a minute to come back then.
Nice chair in her office.
Let me get the exact location of this.
Now they might have to find it under the Share It With Me folder. You see where you see how that Share It With Me down on the left side? Atiena?
Yeah.
That's probably where they're gonna find it.
The ODeL Research Mentoring folder?
Because they don't have the ERCES thing, so I don't even know if that'll show up on them.
But I think they have the ODeL Research Mentoring folder. Yeah, I think that one is shared. Everybody has access.
But how they get to it, I don't think they go to the ERCES folder.
Oh,
I think they go to Share It With Me.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, she's back. Okay. So you can all see the agenda on the screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So Tolu, you can add yourself to that list of people in attendance. And Philip too. Oh, good. We have some quorum actually. You see where it says welcome? Oh, if you don't have the document, that's fine if you don't have the document.
I'll see if I can add their name. Let's see.
Huh? I can do it.
Oh, that's right. You got it open. Okay.
I can do it. That's Philip and Tolu. Okay. And then everybody else is absent. Okay. So we can just go down the list. So the first item on there is the ODeL group website, which Angela had created, and I'll probably let her talk about it. She created it. And
Will you open it?
yeah, let me click on it.
And you'll have to do the scrolling down.
Okay. Yeah, it's taking a minute, but
Well, what we have in there first is just our group document, and in that document you'll have an overview of ODeL. And scroll down in that document, Atieno, so they can see that chart that you put together. No, in the overview document at the top, so they can see that chart that you put together about
this one?
and e-learning. So scroll down.
The ODeL research areas? Okay. But how does it, it's not letting me scroll down. Oh,
Yeah, there you go. That arrow, there's an arrow on the left.
there, okay.
You see? Okay, you got it.
Yeah. Yeah, these are generally some different research areas in open distance and e-learning. And by different levels. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to look at it, but you know, there's the ODeL macro level issues, then meso level issues and micro level issues, which focus on teaching and learning. Meso level focus on organizational issues and stuff like that, quality assurance, professional development, educational technology. And then macro level issues of access, equity, globalization, theories, stuff like that. Although I keep thinking that I want to spend a little more time looking at these research areas to kind of look at the categorization again. But I mean, that's what we have for now. So
if you scroll down a little bit more, Atieno, just a little bit, under the table, there's a link to a more detailed table where it says appendix.
yeah.
Subgroups or subcategories in each of those categories that describe it a little bit more.
Yeah, so I just clicked on the link, and Yeah, so this kind of describes the issues that, like Angela said, in a little more detail. And some of them are posed as questions, implications for access and opportunity, such as presented by MOOCs and OERs, because some of the issues can happen at other levels and so on. So maybe the type of questions at those levels is what might be different.
Okay, we spelled Tulu's name wrong, so we need to fix that.
Okay. How do I go back? There we go.
All right, we can do that.
Too many things happening on my screen. Okay, how do you spell that? T-O?
T-O-L-U.
Oh, okay. There you go.
There you go. Okay. Now we can go back to the page.
All right.
Jumping. So you can scroll.
So you want, okay, now I'm in this other section. How do I get out of this?
Just hit your cursor outside of it. There you go. Now it ought to start working on the big screen. There you go. And then the next thing we have is, if you have a link to this page, we have how you access if you forget what the Zoom meeting is, it's on this page. And how you can get to the Google Drive folder is also on this page, as well as what our meeting dates are and what the times mean for the different people. So we certainly appreciate you being here, because I know it's not the best time for anybody. So you can scroll down a little bit more. And then we have we were trying to figure out a way for us to sort of get to know each other better. And sometimes it's good for us to talk, but then the groups get to be so big that we don't get a chance to talk and people don't get enough time. So we decided that we would put this page together. And I know I got to go back in and edit my picture because my face is entirely too big, but we'll do that later. So we're trying to get a feel for what people are working on. And we're going to be working together as a group. So if there's some things that you know about that you would like to lead a session on for our group, we want to know what those things are. And you can also come to this page to try to learn more about people who may have something in common with you, but just another way for us to be able to find out about each other and to be able to put a name to the face. And so, Philip and Oluniji have both done it already, and a couple of other people have done it. So we appreciate that. And then when you're not here, you'll still be here.
Angela, did you want to talk about how you wanted people to make entries onto the page for purposes of
well, if you go up to mine,
alignment?
If you go up to mine, I think Oluniyi did it, but if you go up to mine, I'll just point out what the bold things are. Okay. What we wanted were your general areas of research interest, any publications that you're working on now, any research projects that you're working on now. And I need to add one to mine. I'm doing this. Anyway, I'm doing them. I'll add it. Any seminars or workshops you can lead for the group, and projects you'd like to see the group work on. And then just some general contact information. And it would be nice to know something personal about you that you don't mind sharing. The thing that I shared was that my husband and I are going to be in Namibia next year. And so that means you know that I'm married and that we're going to be traveling. So anyway, but just something personal that you don't mind sharing with us. And then there's a link to my webpage if you want to know more about me and some other spaces out there. And so if we could all think about this as a way of sharing ourselves with each other. You just want to know who you are, that's all. And for everybody to get to know everybody. And everybody's area already has data in it because I copied the data that you input on the application that you use to join the group. So when you fill out that form, I copied all that information in your section. You can keep it all, you cannot keep it all, it's up to you. So if you scroll down to hang towel near the bottom, there's Unity. There's Ann. See, she has on her graduation cap. And there's Hangtown, so scroll down a little bit more. That's where he teaches. He teaches at the University of West Georgia. So he has that placard from the University of West Georgia. So you can be creative with your picture. I wasn't very creative, but you can be creative and put anything that you like. So, and anyway, so that's about it for the web page. Everybody has access to it. It's in our folder as well, and you can go in and edit it. If you have problems, you can send us the information and we'll put it in there for you. See, he looks like a professor. Oh, he does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He looks like a professor, maybe getting ready to go on television, not go to class, but to go on television.
Yeah, nice picture.
Great picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I was going to say about that. Does anybody else have any comments or any ideas they want to share with us about how we can make it better?
Any questions about it? Okay, then we can move on to the peer review template. So how do I scroll down this thing? Okay, there we go. So if you click on that link, hopefully it will bring it up for you. How many people have the meeting document? Tell me, are you the only one who doesn't have it?
Yeah, she says she didn't.
Philip, do you have it? Okay, okay. All right. Anyway, if you click on the link, it brings up this review form or evaluation form, and I thought I changed the name, but anyway, so for example, Oluni had shared some papers, and now we'll kind of use this. This is it was developed to actually review manuscripts that are being getting ready for publication and so on. I developed it some time back and was updating it recently to see if we can use it. And so it's just a tool that can be helpful for you before you even submit your paper for review. It has 3 sections where it kind of describes a component, for example, the abstract or the introduction section of a paper and so on. And then it has some guiding questions which you can ask yourself. Or if you're looking at somebody's paper or reviewing somebody's paper, you can use that to ask, use those questions to kind of provide you with some guidance. And then one can also then decide to rank the paper if that's necessary. It just depends on, the circumstances under which you're doing the review. But actually, when it was developed, we were actually doing conferences, and we were finding that without a tool like this, we didn't have a uniform way of getting useful feedback. But we wanted the feedback to be given back to, the authors so that they can actually use it even if their papers were not accepted. So this actually gave us much better feedback and tools after that. And so I think it's a useful tool, but it's also to be, we can add to it. Anybody can feel free to add to it or to make query it. Angela has worked on it a little bit and added some stuff in there and so on. So you can feel free to look at it, review it, ask questions about it, add to it, see how it works or how it doesn't work, or what part works better than, and so on. So I just wanted to share that and let you know this is out there. It's in the folder. If you don't have access to it, we can send it to you. But I think everybody should be able to access. Tony's the only one who hasn't been able to access the folder, but we'll figure that out. So.
Oh yeah, Tulu said she was able to access it.
Oh, she was able to access now?
She had to step away because she had something to do at work, but she said she was able to access the file, the folder and the file.
Okay. Yeah, so just take a look at that when you have time, and then you can give us feedback. And we've also, about it. So I think that's that. Unless anybody has any questions. Or Angela, you want to add something?
Yeah, Olunigi submitted 2 different papers for us to review. And Olunigi, my mind just went blank. I think I'm getting old.
It's very early in the morning.
Yeah, okay, it's early in the morning. Atieno and I both are reading your documents. Is it okay to open it up and allow everybody in the group to read if they want to. Is that okay? Okay. Now right now his work is in the publications to review folder in subfolder in our folder. What we'll do is we'll create, maybe what we should do is create a subfolder so that, and he would like to get his feedback back in a Word document, if that makes sense, with track changes, if you have feedback for him. And so you can just put his document probably with your name on it, with your name before his title or something, or some identifier so he'll know who gave him the review in case he has any comments. So this won't be a blind review. Is that okay? That is not blind? I think so, don't you?
Yeah, I think it's a safe environment, and if there are other people who have interest in your work and you know, they have something to contribute, I think it would be okay. But you know, people have to decide if they're comfortable with that, and you know. But
you know, and everybody doesn't have to give feedback. It's not a requirement for being in the group that you give feedback on every paper. That's not a requirement. Atieno and I will give feedback on every paper. But you can pick and choose the papers that are interesting to you. I found Oluniyi's paper very interesting. It was about, there are students in an online class, and he was looking at their preference for how the material is presented. Do they like the video? Was it video? Will you tell them, you're just an overview of one of the documents, Oluniyi?
The learning styles document, yeah.
Yeah, the learning styles document. Yeah, wait a minute, I gotta unmute you, I think.
Okay. The learning styles, we actually give them materials on video, then on the notes for them to read. So video maybe to take care of the auditory and the visual learners, and those who can read through text. So we are looking at style in terms of visual learners, the auditory learners, and the combination of the two.
Yeah, it was. I enjoyed reading. I had some questions, and some of the questions, and this is, I think, if something that we're going to learn as we start reviewing each other's papers. First of all, I use U.S. English, and Oluniyi uses UK English. I think most people in the world use UK English, other than people in the US. And so, you can't go around correcting UK English to US English. That's not a correction. That just means I'm just ignorant and I'm trying to do something wrong. And then
in Nigeria, we use UK English.
Yeah.
English in Nigeria.
Don't they do in most? Yeah, I think most of the world uses UK English, don't they?
Okay.
Except the US. I don't quite understand how that happened.
I think it's mixed, though.
You do?
I think it's mixed. I know I use US English, maybe the fact that I lived there for a while. So,
that's a country thing, or because you went to school at Indiana?
I think it's because I went to school in the US. But but people are so mixed now that I can't even tell. I'm trying to remember when I worked for ABU, and it was pretty mixed.
And another thing, when I was reading Oluniyi's paper, he mentioned levels. And I think levels has something to do with, I didn't know what that was. See,
I think that should have been cleared in the area of conceptual framework you made mention. Right. That level has to do with the level the student has. There are some of them, they are 200 level.
Oh, okay.
Where you have another group of students 300 level.
Okay.
So we are trying to compare the preference across the levels.
Okay. Like some of those things were not clear to me, but they may have been clear to other people. So what I did in those cases is I just put a question. I'd say, what is a level, or I don't understand what level it is. And then you have to decide, Oluniyi had to decide if that needs to be explained or if the people he was going to send this to already knew what that meant. But anyway, like I said, I found it interesting. But there were some things that were, some structures that were new to me.
It's okay.
Yeah, I also found it. Are you done, Angela? Yeah. I found it. Yeah, I found it also. It was easy to follow the flow of the argument, and so in that sense, it was easy to read and well designed. So I started making comments and using like the tool I just shared. You know, one of the first things that stood out to me was the abstract, where you had. I mean, the abstract had all the important points to put in there. The only thing that was missing for me was some kind of recommendation or conclusion. You know, the so what factor. So that was not there, but you did describe the study, the data collection methods and analysis and so on. And then the other thing, you had all the statistics in the abstract, which I would recommend removing.
Okay.
Just leave the summary in a narrative form without all the numbers, because then it makes it a bit unwieldy. And then that you can just put in the document. So that was just, and then of course the observation about the so what factor also goes to the conceptual framework. Like maybe that would help you to be able to draw conclusions that, you know, can then be useful to you and to others. The significance of the practicality or the real life implications. So I know that you talked about learning styles. I don't know, Angela, in the literature review, but I don't know if you had a cohesive conceptual framework that you were working under. So that was one of the observations. And then the other things were just like, you know, poor editing stuff, like just grammatical things and so on. But like I said, I'll probably go use that the evaluation form and give, you know, more concrete. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
The way I
But
tend to approach it,
yeah.
I read the paper first, and then I have my big questions like, what is a level? Or, so I just read the paper for understanding. So now I got to go back through the paper and address each one of those questions so that you know specifically what we thought in what I thought in each of the different areas. And then that's what you'll get back from me, will be your document plus that paper. I don't know if I might just incorporate the comments from the paper in the document, but we'll see. And the reason we're talking about this, y'all, is so everybody is seeing how the process is going to work. We won't do this every week, but it's just to give you an idea of what our process is and what we want our process to be. And so if you have any suggestions for changing it, that you let us know. Like I said, ODeL Mtg said he would prefer his comments back in a Word document with track changes. And that's what we're going to do. If other people want something else, they should just let us know, and then that's what we'll do as well. So this, like, we won't discuss everybody's paper at this level of detail. He was first, so he got to do the.
So yeah, it's helping us with the process, actually.
Exactly, helping us with the process. So
do you have anything to say in terms of the feedback we are giving, or you know, anything you feel you agree with or you don't?
Well, I think this is a very, very constructive comment, and well, that is one of the reasons why we are here,
right,
for professional and self-development. Well, actually, maybe I could still have done some of the editing before uploading the paper, but really, I just wanted to, break this trail by uploading something, which I think I've done. I think the feedback and the comments are very, very important and very, very relevant. So I will go and look at it again, and in line with this template giving, I think it's going to give a lot of headway as well as writing the research.
Yeah, we'll try and send you our comments very soon. Tomorrow at least I'll work on mine on the day after.
Yeah. The second paper upload is like a proposal, not really a rework.
Yeah, I saw that.
As a proposal, so we still.
Yeah, I looked at that as well, and I wondered, because it didn't seem that it was a study that had been done. So you're still working to do that study?
Yes, sure.
And it's across a number of universities in Nigeria.
Southwest Nigeria, Southwest only.
Okay. So what did you want to expect on that? Did you want like the feedback
during the last meeting, I was asking whether there is a framework you can use to assess capability of institutions towards the driving and sustainability of e-learning.
Also, you were trying to figure out if there was any kind of framework out there that you could.
I think I requested for that during the last meeting.
Okay. Well, thanks for the reminder because I didn't remember that.
And
If you go,
Yeah.
if you go through the what do you call it, the YouTube again, you will see that I made a request for that.
Okay.
and
I haven't looked at the YouTube. Huh?
and if anybody has special things that they want us to look at in a paper, it's okay to put that in at the top of the paper somewhere. To say
Yeah, like what you're expecting. It's good to just put it in there.
I'm,
So it's what you're hoping people will look at. Yeah.
yeah.
I want people to look at it, and if there are framework that can be used when you want to assess the capacity of institutions.
Yeah, but what we're saying is put that comment in your paper or
Yes.
at the top of your paper.
Yes.
So it kind of signals to us when we're reading it that this is something you're expecting as well.
Okay.
Yeah, because one might not have time to get to the YouTube video, or one might forget, but when you're looking at the paper directly in front of you, you can be like, oh, okay, this is what he needs.
Okay. That's true. That's fine.
That's for everybody. So once again, you being first helped us to sort of put some parameters out there to help us as we move forward.
Yeah, I think I should add that in here.
Probably say that, let's say if somebody put their document out there for us to review today, we should probably have it reviewed by our next meeting. So that gives us about 3 weeks. Is that a sufficient, how do you feel about that? Is 3 weeks too long or too short a time for us to be able to give feedback?
Well, it depends on individual timing, but I'm still comfortable with that 3 weeks.
Okay. Are you comfortable with the Atieno?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Unless they indicate that they need it sooner than that. Huh?
Yeah, we'll try to get it done within 3 weeks. Hopefully we'll get it done quicker.
Okay. Okay. So that's Philip, do you have anything in terms of these categories we have here? Presentation support, publication support. What was the other one?
Are you going to AECT, Philip?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I am working on the poster right now. The university is on fall break. So I was going to take this opportunity to gather the interviews that I've done and the data from that and start to put together the poster. And I don't think it should take very long for me to print it out, but because the psychology department, I think, can do it for us. If not, I can just go to Office Max. But I did an interview with a Honduran student actually 2 days ago. And the interview was scheduled for an hour, but I got so much information from her that we talked for 4 hours. And she said, but she said, never expect to talk to a Latina for just 1 hour because we all have a lot to say. And I was like, well, of course you do. But I saw there were so many different things that she brought to the research that are many different, so many ways that could go. The other students that I interviewed were mostly Asian, and 2 were from China, 1 from Thailand, and there was more of a politeness and an indirectness about their answers, whereas the Honduran student just laid it all out there. But other than that, yes, I will be going, and I will be doing a poster presentation. And I have not done a poster presentation at AECT, so what should I expect there?
Usually they have you in a big room.
Mm-hmm.
They've had I don't know if they're going to have, they used to have a separate room for all the posters. But the last couple of times, the posters have been in the room with the round tables. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. But it's pretty much free-flowing. People just walk around the room and walk up to you and look at your poster, and you get a chance to chat with them, typically one by one or 2 or 3 people at a time. So you
Yeah.
have to start telling a couple of people, and when you're in the middle, 3 more people may walk up. And so it's very free flowing and informal like that. So
Okay.
yeah, it's a good way to get started. And if you're at AECT, we're going to have a session on our virtual group. You're welcome to participate in the session. I might have put your name down to be in the session. I don't know. So if you look at the schedule and see if your name is down for a session you didn't know you had signed up for.
Okay, and that's at AECT?
That's at AECT. I think it's on Thursday.
Okay.
I think it's on Thursday, maybe at 4:30 or something like that. But it's a culture, learning, and technology session, and it's called Planning and Implementing a Virtual Research Collaboration, an international research collaboration. That's what it is.
I think that was one that we could sign up for. Is that right?
No. It's a free one.
Okay.
They canceled that workshop about culture. Oh, no, you're talking about the international dinner, though. That's something you could sign up for. But yeah,
Right.
you're invited to participate in that panel.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems familiar. The virtual collaboration, but I'm not sure if I saw that in an email but I will look and check that out.
And what I'll do is I'll send it to the list as well, because we're going to have a Zoom available at that time. So if Luigi or Tulu want to pop in and say hi to the group, you're welcome to do that via Zoom. So I'll give you the Zoom link for the session as soon as we get it. And I'll also give you the time and the name of the session so everybody can find it. So anybody who can participate, and anybody who can participate via Zoom is more than welcome to. But it's going to be in U.S. probably 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So that may make it 9 or 10 o'clock where you are. So
we'll see. I'll try. But yeah, I mean, if I can, I'll try and participate,
okay.
Yeah.
Next
So
time.
I was curious about your study, though. I'm looking at what you put in there, international students in instructional design in southern U.S. So were these students in your course program or?
Yes. Some of them have graduated. Some of them are still current students, but they are all from different countries, and they have all participated in graduate assistantships at the university too. I was trying to find some who have not, and I'm sure that there are some out there, but almost all the international students that are currently enrolled in the IDD program at South Alabama are graduate assistants or have been graduate assistants. And
so what was the focus of your study with international students?
Basically, I'm focusing on their perceptions and their expectations of what was established before they arrived and enrolled in the program, and the realities that they faced once they arrived, because they're learning new skills and knowledge and skills in instructional design than what they're used to from their country, and they're being taught about these new knowledge and skills in different methods than they're used to. And I'd like to trying to see what they plan to do with it after graduation. If they plan to work in collaboration with their home countries, go back to their home countries and try to transfer their new skills, or if they're planning on staying in the United States, just where they're going with it. So perspectives, expectations, and realities are the three areas that I'm focusing on in this study.
Okay, thank you. That seems interesting.
Thanks.
Who studied instructional design in the U.S. That would have been, the findings would have been useful to international students,
All right.
And to the people, the program, the program planners and implementers for sure.
And where did you study in the United States?
Indiana University, Bloomington.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
The student that I interviewed yesterday she got a master's degree in IDD in Illinois, and so she had something to compare it to, whereas the others came from different backgrounds, and this was their first experience in education in the United States. So
okay.
their experience was completely different than the student that I interviewed yesterday. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's quite interesting, and it would be interesting to talk to someone who also, has gone through
Yeah.
an entire program. So
Yeah. And it might be interesting to talk to maybe the faculty and the experience of international students. Yeah. Or working with international students. Yeah. Okay, that's great.
Okay.
So we can proceed unless anybody.
You might want
So
to
go ahead.
Tolu hadn't had a chance to say much because she didn't make
I don't see her. Where is she? Did she leave?
She's back.
Tolu, are you there? Can you share what you're working on or what you're expecting some support with?
Hello.
Hi.
My unit here in the Center for Distance Learning, we are working together on the perception of our students on e-learning. E-learning is still new to this area, to this part of Nigeria. People are getting to know it, and then they are getting to accept it. So we want to know their perception about the knowledge, what they've gained, then their learning styles, whether they are enjoying the videos we give them, the interaction online. So that is what we want to get their feedback on how we've been teaching them and how far they've gone with the acceptance of the new technology we're introducing to them. So
okay.
Here.
So what system are you using? Are you using any system to deliver your e-learning?
We use the learning management system, the LMS. We give them the videos on it, and then we give them the offline content too. So they might not have to go online.
Is it designed to learn? Does your system have a name? I can't remember. Does it have a name, your learning management system?
LMS 2.0.
Okay.
Yes, we use 2.0 for our students. And then we have our app, it's Vigilant app we use. On the app, that's where it's linked to the offline content on their device. So they can access their videos without coming online, without having data. They can get their video content, and then they have PowerPoint too. We are here to introduce a live class and other things, but we want to know if what we are doing is giving them the best before we introduce other method of technology, other technologies to them.
Okay.
So we want to get to
Go ahead.
to have a feedback from our students on what they are learning and what they want, what they really prefer, whether they still like the notes, the videos, or the notes, or they will enjoy more of live classes if we can accommodate that from our end.
So do you expect, what would you like from us? Like, do you need support with anything, whether it's publication or designing your study or what?
Design, I would want you to help us with the design, the framework, like Oluni has asked from you.
Oh, so it's the same paper, the one on institutions.
Yes, so I would like to get.
Oluni is shaking his head. He's saying no.
He's taking his head.
Maybe I can come in. Maybe I can come on.
Huh?
Okay.
Hello?
Okay.
We can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Well, you're asking about the LMS?
No, I was saying she was talking about what you had talked about, and I was saying Is it the same paper, the proposal that you have submitted where you're looking for a framework? Is that
not that paper. Maybe she's talking about another one. Not that one.
Oh, there's another one.
There's another one. It's not that one.
Okay,
I think it's talking about perceptions.
Okay. So Tolu, that is something you're still working on, right?
Well, yes, I think if I may say something about that perception, what we intend doing is we have instructors within the university that participate in the online teachings. We have those who are not participating. We have regular students who are on the face-to-face mode. We have students who are also on the online. So I want to compare the perceptions of these 4 classes of people. I want to know whether there is going to be significant difference between the perceptions of those who are teaching online among the instructors and those who are not. And also among the students who are used to face-to-face and those who are online. So we want to look at the difference percentage. There is going to be any significance in the perceptions of e-learning. That's what he's talking about.
So where are you with this process? Are you still in the early stages of designing the study?
Yes, we are still incubating.
Okay, good. All right, no problem. That's good to know.
But there's a question you asked the other time. You asked about the learning management we use. We call it FijiLearn.
Oh, okay.
It's customized one.
Okay, I have not heard that one. Okay.
But we are trying to. That one was designed for us by a vendor, a third party. And so we are trying to design another one by the computer department of our university. They are trying to modify one from Moodle.
From Moodle?
Yes,
okay.
Moodle. Yeah.
Okay.
So we are trying to migrate to Moodle gradually.
A lot of people use Moodle here.
Okay.
Okay.
A lot of people have adapted Moodle, you know.
Yes. So we want to leave out the one that is designed by us by a third party who is not really part of the university. Most like they are, what we call them maybe technical partner. So we want to discontinue with that and adapt one from Moodle. Okay. So we are the incubating stage of that. We call that one e-zone, e-learning zone.
Okay. Okay, great. Okay.
I want to comment about Philip work.
Yes.
Interestingly, it's using learners in US, not outside US. But really, I would just like to know, maybe too early, maybe the result of that work, if there could be something we can adopt here in terms of designing our instruction. I'd be interested in that area.
Yes. Well, right now, Michelle and I, my colleague, we're working on a collaboration with a Ukrainian university where we're helping them design an online class. It's like a learning-to-learn class type deal to get them used to online education in that department.
Is there any way you can incorporate my school?
I'm sorry?
Is there any way you can bring my school along?
What was that last part?
It's funny. You're asking if you can bring your school along.
Yes.
That's what I heard him say. What do you mean by that?
No, he said he's working in collaboration with one university in Ukraine.
Right. So what we're doing is we're working through a cultural consultant where we're helping them be Ukrainian here in the United States, work with the Ukrainian professor in Ukraine, and they will relay the information because there were certain things in English that we could relay to the Ukrainian that works here who understands and can convey that information in the language where Christina could understand it much better. But if you would like to collaborate, most certainly, you have my email address there, and we can work together and see what you would like to do, and see how we can help each other out.
It's okay.
Okay. And currently at the university, are your students learning online or?
Yes, we have a distance learning center in our university. So that center, we focus on our e-learning programs for online students, aside
Okay.
from the university. So,
All
so
right.
we have two sets of students. We have the regular face-to-face students, then we have online students. So the center I work here is the one that focuses on the e-learning students.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, hit me up and we'll see what we can do.
Okay.
You mentioned a cultural consultant. I was curious about that.
Yes.
You said you're working with a cultural consultant, Philip?
The consultant. Okay, are you asking me?
No, Philip. He said he was working with a cultural consultant. Huh?
Oh, right. So we had established this relationship a while back. There is a Ukrainian friend of mine she had migrated or immigrated to the United States and is now living in Massachusetts. And she has studied here for a while. She finished her PhD in Kiev before she moved here. And she has a good understanding of the way that American education works. She has a lot of online learning experience, and she's able to think and relay information in English, whereas Christina, the professor in Ukraine, her English is perfect, but just as I was talking about earlier with methods of learning in Ukraine being so different than what we have here, there were certain things that I could relate to her in English and she would completely understand, but she really wouldn't get the full concept of it. So by working with the cultural consultant, the Ukrainian in Massachusetts, I'm able to give her the information. She can ask me questions, and then she can relay that information to Christina, the Ukrainian professor, and in a way that gets a deeper understanding of it and gets the full meaning. And they can converse in Ukrainian if they need to, or they can stick with English. And I think that is the preferred method for the Ukrainian professor in Ukraine.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay, that's interesting. I was curious. Yeah, that sounds interesting. Absolutely. So they help you really relay the full meaning or interpreting the full meaning for the communication, right? Yeah.
Oh, exactly. And the cultural consultant in Massachusetts has a much deeper understanding of Ukrainian education than I do. Even though I taught there for 2 years, I still it's still a very different system. So whatever I tell her and she knows is not going to work, then she can tell me before it goes on to the Ukrainian professor.
Yeah, that's very interesting within the context of our research group. And, one of the areas of interest is, of course, culture and stuff like that. So that's interesting, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. That's one of the studies that Michelle and I have going on too. So, and we started last summer, but for China, actually, but.
Okay.
Yeah, one of the things that we're doing here is we have a undergraduate course in computer technologies that we teach online. And it turns out that over 50% of the students, well, maybe about 50% of the students in that course are Asian students. And the thing we were looking at is how familiar are these students who are in this online course with technology? And interestingly enough, it was not a lot. Yeah, exactly. Even though they were taking an online course, they didn't consider themselves to be technology experts. So it was very much a learning experience for them. And we also found that our international students who were in that course tended to like the online systems a whole lot. And we're going to dig down deeper into the online learning systems and the support system that we have on campus. And we want to dig deeper into that. But we think it's because those systems allow students to go back and to go back over the same information. So if they have language difficulties, those systems help them to alleviate some of those language distances. But it's been very interesting to see the reliance of our international students more on these academic technologies than our U.S. students, which was surprising. At least
Mhm.
it was.
Yeah, they take a different approach to it, and there's there's pros and cons to that. With one student will really enjoy online education because they can go back, they can think about what they're going to say or how they're going to handle it. But then there's the issue of being alone, or there are some courses where it doesn't even feel like a human is teaching it. So they miss that. If they don't know what to expect, then they may feel lost and alienated. But then at the same time, they can actually take their time and learn at their own pace and take it in as they will. So yeah.
Now, all of our courses, we don't do self-paced online courses. All of our online courses are paced over the semester. So there are assignments, there are group activities that are due at certain times, and we try to build in activities for students to not work alone, to not turn into the Lone Ranger. So there are some synchronous activities. Some people, different instructors do it different ways. But we have a couple of doc students that come every year from Asia, and their comment is always, I did not expect to come to the U.S. and take classes online, which is sort of fun. I expected to be in a classroom, and our classes aren't all online. They're blended courses, but those students, and in China, they don't use Facebook. In China, they don't use Gmail. And in China, they don't use Twitter. So all of these things were new to them. And so even though they are familiar with some technology, they aren't familiar with a lot of the social media tools. And that's because their government doesn't allow them to use it. So there's some very interesting factors that come into play when you're dealing with people from different places. It's sort of,
yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, that's a nice discussion right there on culture. Yeah. Okay,
it's 8:10. I'm gonna have to go.
Yes.
I had to be somewhere at 8:30, but
that's fine.
I'm sorry.
I'm saying we that's okay. I think we've covered the most important part, which is having people discuss what they're working on and stuff like that. So we'll just put this online, and you can check anything else that we add onto that.
Okay.
You said you have to leave. You have to leave right now. That's what you said, yeah?
Yes. Well, it takes me about 20 minutes to get there, and I have to be there at 8:30, so it's about time for me to go.
Okay.
Well, if I don't see you at the conference, we'll see each other soon next month. And oh, that's right. That's right.
We'll see you at the conference.
Okay, that's great. I look forward to it.
Bye-bye.
And hit me up. Yeah, like I said, my contact information is there. So just reach out to me, and let's see what we can do.
Okay.
Thank you, Philip. Thank you for your contribution.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Okay. So anybody else has something to add to that? Or we can, okay, let's scroll down. So we have, we are on to research process. Is there any update on that? I don't think so. And then any other feedback? Research ideas?
Research ideas. Okay.
Yeah. You want to say something on the research ideas? Let me.
Yes, research. I want to do something about that.
Okay.
I think this will be for the whole group anyway, not for myself as a person.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking of this area of culture, learning, and technology. If we can look cross-cultural work on that, it will be a fine idea, because we are represented by various cultures, and learning is likely to be different in a way. And the technology that may be relevant in one place may not really be relevant in another. And there's this technological gap between the Western world and Africa. So I don't know if you can look at that area and come out with an idea of research processes, research procedure that can emanate from that.
What do you want to type that in, Oluni, into that section when you get a chance?
Oh, well, it's okay, but I'm just suggesting for the whole group anyway.
Yeah, which I think is a good idea. I just don't want to forget. I want to capture what you're saying so we can look at it. So when you get a chance, no, you don't have to do it now.
Okay.
But yeah, but I think that sounds interesting, even based on the discussion we have just had.
Okay.
Looking at some of those differences. Yeah. What do you think? Huh?
It's okay.
Okay. Angela, you have any comment on that?
No. I think we're going, as I listen to people talk, I think we're going to be able to find a research project that's going to be interesting to all of us, because we seem to have a lot of commonality. That's why it's important for you to document that on me so we can all
just throw it in there.
It might end up being our project or something related to that includes that. I like that we all seem to be in the same area. Well, that's
absolutely
in this group together, I guess. But yeah.
I agree. Research tools, I don't have anything. I'm sure we can skip over that unless if there's anybody who can add to that, if there's something to add. The conference, we talked about that. Do you have anything to add, Angela?
I'll send an email. Oh, there's the time. It is right there. I just need to put the Zoom address, but it's 4:45 to 6 p. here in the U.S., which means that it'll be around midnight where you are.
But the time is there, 4:55 to 6.
Yeah, but that's like midnight for you, isn't it?
Oh, okay, yes.
Yeah. What we'll do next time is we'll ask them to put these sessions in the morning. I think it's much better for everybody. And then we'll be able to participate via Zoom. But we really didn't have any input into what time they put it. Tell you what time it's going to be.
And then we have that AECT membership that's still up there. News and announcements, that a category I created in case there's something like the other time I talked about the CC thing. I don't know if anybody looked at it, but that's one place where we can throw in anything that is interesting or you want to share. And I think that's our next meeting is on the 1st of November, the 4th group meeting. On the 1st of November. Say, do you have something to say, Tolu? Huh?
No.
Oh, okay.
I stepped into my office and I had to attend to
it. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, so is there any other business? Because that's pretty much it. The rest is just stuff that we keep in there. Is there any other business anybody wants to add to this? Or talk about something? Well, I think it's been a great meeting and I think things are shaping up. People are sharing and engaging on their interests.
Yeah.
And it's also helping us develop our processes because we just have to, start somewhere and then just, as we talk and discuss and work on things like, Oluni shared his paper, so that gave us an opportunity to think about our processes. People are talking about their research, so it gives us an opportunity to think about research ideas we can do together. So I think it's shaping up. It's great. Angela and I were wondering how this would shape up, but I think it is shaping up.
I really do. We'll probably spend the next few meetings doing some of this, but at the beginning of next year, we might actually have a project that we're
absolutely
working on. I think that would be wonderful. That would be a wonderful result.
Yes.
We appreciate you all coming. I know you have other things.
Yeah. Thank you. We appreciate your contribution and continued feedback. So
Thank you so much for your review and your comments.
Okay.
We will get them to you in written format, so you'll have.
Okay.
And if you can, please update the website with your information and your picture so we'll be able to see you when you're not here.
I've been trying to put my picture, but I don't know how to do that.
Oh. Okay.
I will help her out.
Oluni will help you.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. He's done his. Okay, great.
He has a nice picture up there, so he'll help you put yours up.
Yeah, he's gonna make everybody else change their picture.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's wonderful. So I just look forward to our next meeting, and in the meantime, we can just share on email or on the Google in our group folder, and I mean that shouldn't stop us from sharing until the next meeting.
Exactly.
Yeah. So thank you very much, guys. Angela, do you want to talk, or are we okay? Or
Okay, we're good. I'm good. You're good.
I'm good. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Have a good day, or evening, or morning. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
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 She just moved. She didn't go. Did you think
Huh?
you didn't? You can't leave too, Lou.
Oh,
Do you see the leave button?
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
bye. Yeah. Are you able to exit? Leave meeting. There's a button at the bottom there.
Okay, I've seen it. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought it went well.
I thought it went well too. It's really nice when people open up and begin to talk about stuff.
And I think it's good. I mean, it's going to work out too if everybody doesn't come every week. Because
Yes,
it gives people time to share when they do come.
absolutely.
So I think, I was worried about that. Oh, everybody's not here. But I think I think we can't expect everybody to be here.
No,
And
no,
so
it's
that's
true.
going to work out really well.
Absolutely.
Really put us in really put us in a good place by putting that paper up. So that was
Absolutely. He helped us get started on thinking about that process. And then the discussion and Philip talking about his work
yeah.
was also very nice, because then, we begin to see how the things we're doing are so similar and our interests are so similar and stuff like that. And now him and
Yeah, now him and Olumiki may be working. Yeah.
yeah, they I like Oluni. He's like, he gets in there and he wants to get things done. So, so they might be working together now.
And I think we're gonna have a group project before long.
Yes. If we just throw those ideas down there and study them, we'll see what makes sense for us to do. Yeah.
Well, you have a great day. I'm gonna see if I can get a nap before my next meeting.
You get a nap, and we'll touch base. Let me know what we can email, or do you want to meet on Tuesday? Do you want to meet on Tuesday?
Let's just do our regular Tuesday meeting.
Okay, all right.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, you take care. Oh, and I saw the email you sent. I need to do that. The doodle, the poll.
Oh yeah, about it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, Angela, take care.
You too.
Okay, bye.